Good morning. It is 5:01. At 4:07 I woke up with a start. I I cannot say. I think that it was a night vision and not a dream. But what I saw was chaos in the street and nothing was as it seemed. Um, that is the people. It was a lot of pretending that they were good neighbors. Uh, a few people were out. It was dark, and they had masks on. Um, I saw a woman looking for insert of a fireplace. Um, I got up and I wrote it down. I'm just going to read you what I wrote down when I woke up. Um, the people, nothing was as it seems. People that were sick were not really sick. No one could be trusted. A young lady went to warn a neighbor at her house. And I don't know what she was warning her of. But when she got to the house, she was so out of breath. So the lady opened the door and told her to come in. And before she can inhale to tell her what was going on, the woman grabbed a white paper bag and dipped it in water and said, "Here, drink this." And she did it in a hurry. And the lady, she drank it. And she passed out. Her eyes went in her head. She lost consciousness. She passed out. And it was if I came from another dimension. I was watching this. And I grabbed this woman who had to be a sorcerer, had to be a witch. And I said, "You will release her from your spell." And I grabbed the temples and I squeezed in the temples. Um, and then I woke up with a start. And as soon as I woke up, I heard tell them they have 10 days to prepare. Now, when I looked at the clock, it was around 4:07. So when I went to Strong's Concordance, to look up 4:07, it led me to 3784, which is to whisper a spell, to enchant or practice magic, a sorcerer or a witch. Now, when I grabbed this witch by the temples and told me, "You will release her from your spell," and I said, "In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach," and then the witch, I don't know if it was a witch or a demonic being, acting like a human being, but it fell out as well. Now, when you touch a person on the temple, um, it's for them to change direction. So I don't know what that means, but I know that the number 10 means perfection of divine order, completeness of order, testimony, the law, 10 commandments, responsibility, divine ordered events, ordinal perfection. And there are 11 scriptures that tells us 10 days. Now, the last of those is out of Revelation when it talks about you'll be thrown in prison for 10 days. It says, for none of these things. I'm at Revelation 2, and I'm going to start at 9. I know your works and tribulation and poverty, but you are rich. I know the blasphemy of them which says that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you might be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. I'm gonna look up that word prison right quick. Witchcraft or sorcery, a lot of times it's about misdirection. And war is a form of witchcraft. Nothing is as it seems. So many things that has happened in our history, we think that is one thing and then it's another. I asked the Father to give me confirmation that that is from him. And I know that I heard that audible. I was fully awake when I heard, tell them they have 10 days to prepare. Now, 10 days from now is September the 30th. According to my calculations, using the full moon as to determine the days, Tishri 1 and October 1 both converge on the same day. Also in October, there are 2 full moons. The 1st and the 31st, which would, I believe, is Halloween. And every time there is 2 moons in 1 month, it's called a blue moon. Now, I expect some other type of astrological sign. I know last month's full moon, Mars was sitting right atop of the full moon, and Mars is known as the war planet. I don't know what's going to happen. I cannot tell you what to prepare for. I laid back down and prayed and asked him to give me a confirmation. And when did he want me to release this information? And I heard this, it was given the scripture that today is the acceptable day of the Lord. Now, I don't know what all that means. I do know that there's been a lot of glamour, which means that a facade has been presented to us and it's really not. What's going on is really not the truth of what is really happening. I don't know what's going to happen in these after the 10 days. I do know a couple of weeks ago, the Father told me that the grace period was expiring, that he had given us 7 months to prepare. And if you go back to the 1st of March, where all this chaos had started with the mask and the shortages in the stores, to the end of September will be 7 months. Pray about it. Ask him about it. I'm going to go back to bed. If he gives me anything else, I will let you know. I don't have any answers for you right now. I'd rather get this information to you and be wrong than not put it out and be right. So ask him what it means. I'm going to leave the comments on. And if he gives you anything, put it in the comments so we all might, because he gives us revelation in part. Let me add, I've been having a lot of dreams and visions about contaminated water, lack of water, toilets not flushing, and I saw a tsunami happen on a coastline. I'm assuming it's a coastline because it was a tourist store. It was a convenience store that had tourist memorabilia in it. And the husband and wife were at the counter checking out. And through the glass doors, all of a sudden, a big wave of water, and it filled up immediately. And the husband went down, and I could see him under the water. He panicked and pushed himself up looking for his wife. And his wife was right there, still next to him. And he grabbed her hand, and they swam out. And the next scene was people in stairwells running. There's been so much activity, so many things going on. Pray about it. Ask him about it. If he has said anything to any of you concerning 10 days to prepare, let me know in your comments. And peace and blessings to you. And may you have everything that you need to be whole and complete. I'm going to go ahead on and upload this video. If I get any more information, I'll tell you. But I didn't want to shorten. If he speaks to you and tell you and confirm the 10 days, I didn't want to shorten anybody days to prepare. Now, I don't know if that is a spiritual preparation or a physical preparation. I have noticed that stores like Walmart and Sam's are not stocking. Their shelves are not full, let me put it that way. So if you are out of place, vacationing or plan to vacation in the next 10 days, find out whatever moves you make. At this point, we all need to acknowledge him and get direction from him, because we can't afford to make missteps right now. Peace and blessings. I hope you have a blessed day. Thank you for tuning in.